virtual today, y'all. All right,
Virtual.
it's virtual. I'm still
Yes.
to move a little slower than usual right now. I don't know
Yes.
what's up with that, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get
Yeah.
into it today, man. We're gonna get into
Get
it.
into it.
Topic of the day, y'all.
Mhm.
How food is taking away our money.
Correct.
Ooh, be careful with that, y'all. Be careful,
Yeah.
be careful, be careful. Man, we're gonna get into it. Dirk is gonna lead us in some quick things,
Yes.
man, but yeah.
Yeah, man. So how is food taking us out? And we are feeding ourselves into the grave.
Mm,
Based on the food that you have. A lot of times, we thinking about all the things, the delicacies and all the stuff that we want to eat. And that comes down to discipline, right? And if you're trying to apply any type of business type of strategy, it has to do with discipline. So where you at in one area of your life, you're at in every single area of your life. And one of those things is food. And a lot of us, we don't have discipline over the things that we place in our bodies. And if you're trying to accomplish a certain amount of things in terms of business and be successful, you can't have a cloudy mind. Your body can't be sluggish. You can't be tired. And a lot of the foods that we eat are foods that are dead foods. You know what I'm saying? They're not. You know what I'm saying? You heard me?
big time.
They're dead foods. They're not. Those foods are not bringing life to your body. Like, literally the food that you're eating, that chocolate cake, or that fried chicken, or that pizza. Those things are not producing the energy that you need to get to where you need to go. So how you when you have a task that you need to accomplish, the level of food that you're eating has to be in alignment with that task. Now, I don't have a problem with people like cheating every once in a while because you want to enjoy food and enjoy yourself at the same time. But you're gonna either have to create something for yourself. But if you're just getting fed anything that somebody just gives to you that has a large amount of salt, a large amount of sugar in it, all these things, saturated fats, and there's good cholesterol and there's bad cholesterol for your body, and bad cholesterol is bad for your body. Obviously, can clog your arteries, cause strokes and heart attacks, and a lot of that stuff is stuff that is greasy, things that are not good for your body. Now, if you have medical bills and you're sick or you're in the hospital, you're not making money unless your money is doing something residual, right?
Your money
So
taken out.
exactly. So if that's the case, you got to start recognizing, like, I need energy to put into the projects that I need. So what you start feeding yourself is highly important to be able to focus on the things you need to focus on. Certain types of food makes your brain cloudy. It makes you sluggish, like we said before. I'm not gonna call out specific foods, but the food that calls for you. I know fried chicken makes me tired.
Man,
Pizza makes me tired, exhausted.
he forgets you there, man.
It's
It's so good,
you
bro.
know.
It's so good.
So what happens is it's so good. I mean, this is the thing. It's interesting that the foods that taste the most, the more or that have the best taste or the delicacies, they're usually the worst foods for you.
Yeah.
You know, because they have so many things that are packed into them that excites your taste buds. It's almost like when you look at like things, the shiny new thing, or the shiny new car, the shiny new girl,
Yep.
or man. You know what I'm saying? It's the same
That's the way it
situation.
is.
You eat all this candy, this eye candy, and
Yeah.
real candy in your body, and you don't have anything to sustain it. So you won't have, even when it works for business, you're looking at all these things you will need to purchase, but all those things that you're purchasing for your business, are they going to accelerate your business and take it to the next level? But you have to accelerate yourself personally in order to get to the next level. So that means your mindset's got to be in the right place. You don't take in any things that is, like I said before, going to cloud your mindset. So if you're always tired and you don't exercise, then guess what? You're not going to put that energy. That energy is being distributed from the food. The food is taking and robbing you of what you need to do in order to focus on what you need to have, which is ultimately you not being disciplined in certain areas in order for you to get to a certain place. And so, like I said before, you're not disciplined in your food area. You're not going to be disciplined in your business area because you're going to let things go because you're not focused on using the energies that you have to put into the places where they need to be put into. Do you
Man,
want to say something? Go ahead, bro.
that's like the biggest thing, man. Like it's I feel like it's a lack of focus.
Yeah.
Not so much what you eat,
Mhm.
it's how much you eating of it. Like
Exactly. Yeah.
you
True.
can you can enjoy the taste,
Yeah.
but you have to know that that taste is made to make you want more of it.
True.
Like your body's not processing
Mhm.
this food like you
Mhm.
think it is. You think
Yeah.
here today, gone tomorrow. No,
Yeah.
it's
No.
like leaving memories on you. It's leaving, it's leaving a tag on you. Like, yo, come
Yeah.
back here
Yeah.
when you finish.
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it slows you down, bro.
Yeah. It
Um,
does.
from dealing with insulin resistance
Hmm.
to how you know you're dealing with that. Sometimes it's like you eat your food
Hmm.
and you get sleepy, like
Yeah. Exactly.
automatically. That is
Auto-
your body recovering from
yeah.
the damage that you
That
just
you done. Yeah. Sodas,
the,
sugar.
the sodas, the sugars. And we're not even gonna get into the sodas, man. I mean, we might somebody might try and cancel us for talking about sodas.
I know, right?
We're gonna
Yeah.
get into some of these pastries.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into
Pastries,
your favorite coffee in the morning with that
coffee
you
cake.
turn into basically milk. It's a latte. By the time you
Exactly.
get done with it, man, with
Yeah.
the flavored what they call creamers, the
Hmm.
flavored creamers. Then you add the sugar. I don't
Yep.
know. I don't care if you even had just have black coffee.
Yeah.
Something's gonna throw you off.
Yeah.
Right?
Also,
These things, coffee is a stimulant in itself.
yeah.
Then you add the sugar, which is a stimulant until till it brings you down
Correct.
from the high that you're on.
Yeah.
And I mean, like America's most legal drug is sugar.
Yeah. Exactly. It's sugar,
It's absolutely crazy the
and
food
it's
that
in
they eat.
everything.
Oh man, let's just talking about that, but let's talk about the dangers of some of this food, man. There's
Yeah.
food in the U.S., bro, that we are
Oh,
that are banned.
they're banned illegal in other countries, and we
Illegal
eat
in
them like it's
other
nothing.
countries. I
Yeah.
think I think I saw what did I, I saw Frosted Flakes on that list.
I like Frosted Flakes
You
too.
know how bad, you know how much Frosted
Sugar.
Flakes
Yeah.
I ate, bro.
Yeah, bro. I've eaten a lot of Frosted Flakes over a certain period of time.
Like, all
It
you
feels
can
like
think
a
about is
memory.
like, yo, how much did I ate? Dog, that how much that
Yeah.
I ate?
Yeah.
And they're telling me something was wrong with it this whole time. Yo,
Yeah. Exactly.
it's dangerous. This is
There's
dangerous, man. Y'all
there's
have
food that are
to
cancer causing too.
big.
You
Oh
know?
yeah, that's part of it too. Like
Yeah.
all these crazy colors that y'all see these foods in, they're
Yeah.
they're taking us out, man, and we don't
Exactly.
know it. We don't know what's going on with the red this and the yellow that
Exactly.
and the
Oh,
blue this,
you're
and
not doing research.
you got not doing research on what you're putting in your mouth.
Yeah.
And I think even the word says it's not what comes out of your mouth. It's what goes
Going in.
what's
It's
going in.
what's
You
going in.
know what I'm saying?
Because when you start linking all the diseases and things that are affecting our bodies nowadays, people never had these amount of issues going back, 50, 100 years before, because they didn't start using salt to preserve, or different preservatives to preserve, because they're preserved. So this is the thing people don't understand. So it's all a money making situation for a corporation to preserve something on a shelf. Necessarily doesn't have to do with, it's not killing you right now, but it's killing you over time, because that preservative has nothing to do with helping you. It's to preserve that the actual food, so it stays on the shelf without rotting.
Yeah,
That's why natural foods rot, because if you don't eat them, they're going to decay at a certain period of time, right?
right.
But if you have foods that don't decay, that means that whatever is in you is staying in your system for a certain period of time. It's like when you have certain type of meats, they just stay in your system, in your intestines, for a long period of time, but
Yeah,
because it's hard for it to break down. And they're making food where it's hard to break down, because if it breaks down, then it's going to be a perishable item, and it's not going to make that company money. So now it's destroying your body, because it's sitting in your body, destroying it. And guess what? You're not going to make any money if your body is
you're
destroyed.
not making any money, man. You're
You know what
not.
I'm saying?
You can't make any money when you're like sitting trying to think about.
Mm.
Basically, sometimes you get so stuck in it, man. You think about your next meal.
Exactly.
As you're eating this meal, you're like, yo, what
You think about what I could eat
hurt?
next.
What can I take next? What can I take on? And sometimes it makes us the greedy. It makes us
Exactly.
like, yo,
Gluttony.
this is.
Yeah.
I swear, like the other day, bro, I just felt like a bottomless pit. I know it's because I'm not eating things that give me that satiation, that full feeling. You know,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
foods make you feel empty and they make you want more. The salts and the sugars,
Exactly.
and they confuse the body, and we don't know that we're being confused. We don't know that we're being sold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These products just like are overdoing it.
Yeah.
And they sit in your body. And I remember when my friend broke down to me why he eats. I had a friend, he's a Native American. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Look, man, I don't eat my steak. Like, I don't eat my steak like y'all eat y'all steak." I'm like, "Huh?"
Mm-hmm. Mm.
He was like, "Man, he's like, I like mine like medium rare."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Why? Why that?" He was like, "Man, when you cook your steak like to well done,
Mm-hmm.
it's way harder for
Mm-hmm.
your
It
body to
is.
pass that
Yeah.
food.
Wow.
And it's extremely harder for your body to pass that food.
Mm.
So taking in this taking
That's
in this idea that you
yeah.
have to have everything cooked till it's
To it's burnt.
brown,
Yeah.
burnt all the way through. And
Mm-hmm.
even, you know what I'm saying, I do a little thing on the grill, and they tell you, you don't want to cook
Mm-hmm.
stuff so far,
Mm-hmm.
because even then, once it's cooked to a certain degree, it starts putting off toxins and stuff like that, cancer
Oh.
agents in your body.
It. You know, it's so funny you should say that because I was looking at something where Creflo Dollar was saying that when you reheat rice, it produces toxins. You know,
Oh,
that you eat. That's why, like, even I'm not saying because he had a bout with cancer at one point, but he
yeah.
after he got over that cancer, he was starting to look at cancer forming foods and foods that actually produce cancer. Like, there's a lot of things that people are not aware of,
Nope.
leave. And I'm guilty of this too. And I got to be careful about it. Is that like if you ever leave your water in the car and it gets hot, it's
Ooh,
bonding with the plastics that's in the car, right?
yeah.
Cancer causing situation. People do that all the time. I try to avoid doing that a lot. And also, if you put your water next to some like a cologne, it'll absorb some of
What?
that cologne. Yes, it will, because I've seen it before. You know what I'm saying? If you
That's
put it next to cologne for a period of time, it'll absorb. Especially if you put it in your car and put it in the heat. I'm just mostly talking about that. But I've seen it before. If I had a bag and I had like a little section of the bag, there's
yeah.
cologne there, right? It was just right next to the water. It'll absorb some of the cologne.
Wow, bro.
Because then I'll drink the water and I'll taste the cologne inside the water. I'm like, whoa. So you have to be like, you might think, oh, this is fine or this is fine. You have to be proximity can cause damage too. You
Yeah,
know what
people
I'm
don't know, man. You got to be careful. You got to also be careful who you're next to, man. It's
saying?
in this the energies and everything like that. We're gonna get into that one on another podcast.
Yeah, that's
But
another one.
man, when I tell you this food
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
is keeping some of us from being
yeah,
um, our greatest of our generations,
yeah,
it's like, yo, you gotta find some way to fix this, man. People think it's just normal that
yeah,
all these foods are available to
yeah.
us. And
They
I
are.
think we were healthier when we only had one or two spots to go out to eat.
Exactly. Yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
Because you weren't making it absorbent. It wasn't an exorbitant thing. It was like a special thing. Like,
Yeah,
McDonald's used to be a special situation. You
yeah,
know,
but
it never used to be like something you would do every day, where you just like now it's like you want your kids to shut up, give them some McDonald's,
you
or
went to
score, and
McDonald's.
then you don't have enough money. Okay, let's get some McDonald's. Or you have, it used to be like that was a special treat. You cook your food at home, and you'd have family time, with your family, and you guys
Mhm.
discuss certain things. A lot of times, it would bring people together in unity. Like like just a few minutes ago, I had a little session with some of the musicians we have at the conference. That's where we're out of town. Guys are doing the StreamYard, and
There it
it's
is.
the fellowship. What do you say?
I said, there it is.
So the fellowship is us being around, just talking, think tanking, different ideas and different aspects of business and things to that effect. And Then you're coming up with realizing, oh, this person does this. Oh, this person does that. Just the whole, now we're talking about business aspects. That's going to make money in the future because now everybody's thinking, oh, we need to pair up. And the whole thing that brought us together in the first place was food.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So food can affect a lot of different things. Food can be a whole business meeting situation where now you're in with your cousin. You're talking about what he does. Nowadays, we don't even meet together to come together in unity. So we can actually do something. There's a scripture in the Bible that God commands a blessing when they're in unity, which means, when brothers and sisters and people get together, there's a blessing that comes together when you have the same type of mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We're coming together off of food. That whole situation right now could make us all money if we decide to move forward with it. That's also one thing that kickers too. People love to talk about these stuff, but do they actually going to put them in place? But go ahead, D.
Yeah, man. I mean, food is definitely something that brings people together, man, and it gives you a chance to get out such subjects. But we have to also remember that we don't have to eat everything that's out there.
True.
Like, I think one of the biggest problems is that we want it because it's there.
Yeah, it's almost like our need to satisfy. It's like, why do we eat like certain foods at certain times? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you eating this food? Like, sometimes I have to analyze why I want to have this chocolate cake right now.
Like, do you need that Twinkie?
You need chocolate cake right now?
You need that right now?
You just want it. And why do you want it? You know what I'm saying?
About that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
you're not supposed to eat it right now, but why do you do it? Because I only do it to reward myself if I've worked out for a period of time. Like, I won't do it if on a normal basis because I know it's not good or healthy for me.
Right.
But why would I do something that I know is not good or healthy for me, though? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the question. Like, why am I not doing it at all? You know what I'm saying? That is like, go ahead. You were going to say something.
No, I feel like we have to change the reward system, man. I think, I know my parents, some of the rewards were, it was food. Okay?
Yeah.
It was food. Ice cream, cake, candy. And if it isn't one of those, you know what I'm saying? It's always something. It's always something. The rewards don't always. They're easier to get to.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy for me to go get a half a gallon of ice cream. To get you a new bike right now in the middle of the year, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? It costs a little bit more. We have to change our reward system, man. We're not being rewarded with this food.
That's true.
It's not a reward anymore. Like, it's starting to it breaks you down. And the problem I find though is that we are the younger generation just feels like they're invincible.
Yeah,
they haven't been clogged up yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Or they've been operating on 60%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For so long that it feels normal.
Yeah, and you know what?
They can go run a marathon if they wanted to.
That's sorry to cut you off, man. I was just thinking about this guy is a 24-year-old guy, and he was saying how like certain things are starting to break down on his body. And I was like, yeah, bro, it's gonna start happening. You don't think that just you're gonna stay as certain things you did when you're 21, you're not gonna be able to do it 24. Come on, Elber, come over here and get in this podcast, man.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, it's King D Money, it's Elber, man.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's good, man?
Elber's a good brother of mine.
Hey, thanks, bro.
Yeah, man. Elber's the engineer, man.
That's
Elber,
what I'm
tell us about your level, bro.
About the engineering, so I do front of house engineering, and been doing it for a long time. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. That's like the consoles and stuff. You guys are familiar with it. Anyways, I do that professionally.
And pivoting, guys.
Yeah. We're pivoting for a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyways, I mean, that's not much to say.
Are you eating healthy today? Because you went in on the food today.
Bro, no, man.
See, Elber was trying to influence. See, Elber was influencing people. He kept on giving everybody these salted pickles. I was like, I said, that's the devil right there. I just leaving it alone. Well, look, I was like, I don't want it because I was really trying to be good. I was sitting that would be it. Just you know what I'm saying? Because I felt good though. I ain't saying you're the devil. I'm just
no, I know.
just saying, what did you eat today?
Man, I had Louisiana ribs.
And
it was delicious, bro. We went to Smoky Bones.
Smoky Bones, guys. Shout out to Smoky Bones.
Shout out to Smoky Bones.
Nice, bro. And then I had toasted corn and mashed potatoes, and the fried pickles.
And the fried pickles. And did you have the garlic bread? Did you have garlic bread?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only other thing I had was garlic bread. So I had the fire smoked salmon. Then I had the mashed potatoes, and I had broccoli. And then had only one piece of garlic bread. How many pieces of garlic bread do you have, brother?
No, just one.
You just had one? Okay, yeah. I know other people had like 10 or so.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, hey, thanks for having me, bro.
Hey, man. Hey, we got to get Albert back on. Hey, man, this is a great guy. You know what I'm saying? One of my good friends. And we always do this conference every year. And I just wanted to introduce you guys to him. He's going to be on the podcast. We're going to interview him another time. And he's going to give us his understanding about. He actually came up with one of the other topics we were talking about today was the 100K. What to do with 100K? Because that's really his idea. The 100K idea was what would you do in business with 100K?
Right.
And so we kind of came up with a lot of different techniques about that.
I love that. So, I love that. Hey, I'll be looking forward to being a guest, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Man.
Thank you, guys. Hey, nice meeting y'all, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank
you,
man.
Bro. Always. Yeah, man. Go ahead, man. Let's get back to it.
Sure.
Yeah, man. Always got to have something exciting going.
Always got something exciting going. Like this week, let's get into our How We Leveled Up segment right now, man. Let's go.
Let's go.
Second. What's up?
Yes. So for me, you want to go first? Or you want me to go? What you want to do?
I'm asking you, man.
Okay. So for me, leveling up like several aspects. Really, I taken a look at Myron Golden this week because you had put me on to Myron Golden. So shout out to KD Money putting me on with Myron Golden.
That guy, man.
It's funny enough. This whole Myron Golden thing has become like a chain thing because I talked to my pastor a Myron Golden video. And he said, man, it just changed his whole perspective.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Completely. Like it shifted his mindset when it comes to money and business and other things. And the interesting thing is I realized something. He came up with a concept that he had went basically relating to physics. And that in physics, you could apply any principle to any type of area and it's going to work no matter what the area it is. So give you an example. So you want to accelerate your business in a certain level or get a certain amount of money. Or so the analogy is how you reach a place can be reached in many different ways. So if I decided that I wanted to get from point A to point B, I could walk there. I could drive a car. I could take a motorcycle. I could go on a bike. But in the ways in which we get there are different, but we still have to get to that certain place. So it works in the way of, how we exchange time for money or money for time. Mm-hmm. You can create a value so you can actually alleviate the amount of time that you make money. So we're always thinking we need to get paid twice a week, right? Mm-hmm. Or once a year, and we have a salary. He's like, well, why can't you have your salary paid to you every single month? He says it's easier for you to get your salary paid in 1 month than it is 1 year, or 1 week as it is 1 month, and 1 month as it per week or per takes for 1 week to a day, right? So how can you get to the point where you're making the amount of money? Because he thought at $30,000, I'm doing it. $30,000 a month. I'm getting it. And he talked to somebody, you know what I'm saying? So then he talked to somebody who's like, you're only making $30,000 a month?
Jeez.
You're only making? So now it's like, oh, I'm only? So obviously there's higher levels in this?
There's higher levels in this. There's people making this on a regular.
There's people making $700,000 a month or $800,000 a month. Not a year, a month. So the same principle works across the board. the amount of time, you've got to find a way to get the amount of time or the amount of value that you place on whatever your product is. You got to find the individuals who are willing to pay you that amount of money for that amount of value. And so it's not about the amount of value it is, it's how you deliver that value to them that is valuable to them. So if it's valuable, it might be value. The thing you place value on is not always the value that's placed somebody else places on the same product you're trying to give to them.
Right.
So you got to find people who value what you're bringing to the table is as valuable to them as you want them to pay you. If you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
So you have to be able to get that value to them in a high proposition, a high value way in which they're going to pay you enough money that whatever you make per year, they can pay you in a shorter distance of time. That's why I had the analogy of the bike, the car, and also the walking, because some people are trading all their time for money. So now you got to get to the point where you do the opposite. You're basically getting money. That money that you're getting in that period of time has to exponentially increase within a shorter period of time. So how do you do that? You just try to find individuals who will be willing to pay you that money in a shorter space of time, and you're providing enough value that they think is valuable enough to be paid in that time period to shorten the distance. We basically got to learn how to shorten the distance. What proposition are you giving that's going to shorten the distance? It's almost like you kind of talked about this idea before when we were talking about podcasts, even helping with people podcasts, right? How many people can we help that's going to give us this amount of value, right? Or not even provide value, this amount of money based on what we're providing.
Right.
So if you can keep on finding ways to replicate it, what made you decide this is the number that I should provide? Maybe somebody else out there will do triple or 3 or 4 times that amount. You know what I'm saying? Right. What makes us decide the pricing strategy? So a lot of the times when we're trying to get things together, we're outpricing. We can overprice ourselves out of the market or underprice ourselves out of the market. Sometimes we're not even thinking that there's a price that is specific to the value that we're producing that's going to give us what we need to get to a certain point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. We gotta be able to like we were saying in the previous podcast, man, whatever can be measured can be
correct.
Applied. And exactly. I mean, if you don't do it, it can't be measured.
Exactly.
If you never get the idea out of your head, it can't be measured. You can't
be measured
anywhere. All right.
Exactly.
And I think what Dirk is saying, like, look, at the end of what you were saying, how do I tell how much this is worth? Well, it's worth nothing if it's still in your head.
Exactly.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. It's not making you a dime.
Yeah.
Not being able to be communicated.
Yeah.
Okay. So just like Dirk was talking about Myron, Myron was I remember Myron Goldman was talking about 4 levels of getting paid, right? And the top one is imagination. The one under that is communication. The one under that is management.
Delegation.
And the one under that is having to do the actual work.
Implementation. Yeah.
Implementation. Right? So what we're saying right here is, yeah, you got the $1 million idea, but you got to be able to communicate it.
Correct.
Like, you got the imagination, you imagined it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But now,
the
next level of getting to something is being able to communicate it to somebody.
Yeah. You know, an interesting thing, he talked about this too, is that a lot of times we don't realize communication is going to bring forth your breakthrough. Because think about every job that you think about, right? You're in a hotel, somebody's in housekeeping, it's a manual thing, right?
Right.
That's only communicating. The most you're going to communicate is, can I clean the room? That's it. You're only going to get paid based on that small a level of communication. That's really not even that much of communication. It's just a routine, right?
Right.
So it has, though it's very valuable to us because you want a clean room, right? And you're paying for it overall. it's a microcosm of different things, right? So a lot of times you start thinking about, okay, what's going to make me the most money? How much am I opening my mouth to express myself and to communicate an idea that I have to somebody else and sell them on that idea? That's what's going to produce me more money. A lot of times people are like, I don't want to talk. I don't like public speaking. So I'm not doing any of these things or any of that. And not necessarily you have to do public speaking, but the more you express yourself in communication and the more you present things properly to somebody else or present an idea, you're going to make money. But a lot of times people just want to do something that is labor intensive and you think about all the things that make so much money that's just based on communication. Podcasts, people making music, actors. You know, he was talking about the fact that actors communicate an imaginary message. It's not even real. And they're making so much money off of saying things that are not real.
Big
it's a
money,
story.
man. It's all in there. It's all in there, man.
Yeah.
And we are getting there, guys. So we're going to get back to how we leveled up this week.
Yes.
Dirt. This is how we leveled up this week, man. I have been to the gym like 4 or 5 times this week, man.
What?
One at it, man. Big time energy.
Yeah.
You know, getting in there, getting the muscles together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Knocking it down, making it happen, man. And it's made a big difference in how I think about things. It's to the point where, like, you know, the holidays come and you kind of pause.
Yeah.
Then you have that food that we were talking about earlier today.
Yeah.
That slows you down.
Yeah.
And you're trying to figure out where your money went. It's going with your self-esteem from eating that garbage food.
Yeah.
That's where it's going.
Yeah.
And you know, you gotta get back out there and work out to get those things going and get that stuff moving. That's how I leveled up this week. Dirt, here's how you leveled up this week, man.
So for me, how I leveled up this week, you know, I kind of found I did do some analyzation. I talked to a photographer, a videographer, and he kind of told me basically like how much he's spending like on, because he already does this professionally, right? And guys, we're transparent, and he talked to us about, you know, how great our thumbnails were, and talked to us about equipment, and then talked to me about backgrounds, you know, and different aspects of it. And I was glad to speak to him because he gave me a lot more insight about, like, he was like telling me he has one camera, he spent like $6,000 on that one camera. I'm like, okay, and it's a Canon. You know, so I said D would probably know about what kind of, you know, he's more technical on this aspect, but he just kind of gave me some good pointers and basically kind of told me like he showed me some other podcasts that had a certain type of level, and it just kind of inspired me for us to work on certain things in our podcast. You know, just in the fact of like somebody in the midst of this was actually a Thanksgiving dinner, and then I was discussing with another couple about them producing their podcasts and giving them an idea for it. So, you know, it was just the fact that I'm still in the mindset of like, what can we do to keep on leveling up? What are the things we need to analyze? We're always looking for ways of taking inventory of what we're doing, like equipment, background, things in effect of marketing. Now he's telling me that basically they don't do any marketing because the product is so well lit and so well produced that it produces its own marketing, you know? So they don't spend any money on advertising because they're getting a lot producing a great product. And if you're producing a certain type of product, you're going to get the value that's attached to that product based on what you're doing. Because he says, like, sometimes people want to spend the money for the equipment, right?
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, it's too expensive, I don't want to do this. But then when you spend the money on the equipment, you get a high value product that you're putting out, and you can't not but actually see the product and say, wow, that is great. And now it attracts more attention to you. Now, a lot of people don't want to invest in what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of put me in a mindset like, you know, because me and D are very serious about we take this very seriously. It's like I'm taking like, okay, what are the things we need to keep on leveling up?
Yes, sir.
And so it just stuck in my mind. So that's one way I leveled up. I did have some thoughts about when I'm here at a conference, out of town in northern Florida, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to relax. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm working on music in the midst of trying to do that at the same time, and I had a mindset like to get the best out of myself, I wanted to present the best thing, and not only to provide the most amount of value to the people that I'm trying to produce the music for. And I was very happy that I have a mindset going into it like, hey, I want to give value. I'm making a presentation. This presentation has to be at excellent level. Like, not to let, even learning the material, not letting anything go. Like, okay, I could brush over stuff and still make it because I'm playing guitar, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get as much as I possibly can and work as hard as I possibly can to bring the most amount of value. And I felt good and at peace with doing, because my mindset and my approach is different than it was before about these things. It's not that I didn't want to do my best or wasn't going to, but I'm a lot more serious about it, because the time that I'm spending on it, I'm trying to create as much value for others, not just for myself. And that's what I leveled up this week.
That's it, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's how we do it. All right. Make it happen here, man. D&D Level Up Podcast right here, y'all, man. Hey, do like Dirk did, but do it with the food, okay? Go out there, that's value food that you can get for yourself, okay?
Yeah.
You got to think about this stuff, man. That means that when you eat, you got to think about what you eat.
Correct.
Ask yourself some questions. It starts with the questions, man. The imagination starts going. All right. Where did this come from? How is this going to help me? Does this build my body or take away from what's going on? Is this going to make me cloudy?
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah.
And we're going to get right back to that, man. Right here on the D&D Level Up Podcast. And if you don't know, now you know. That's right, y'all, man.
Right.
Hey, check us out, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Deuces.